Hello everybody, my name's Ryan and I'm a driving instructor, and today videos I've put on TikTok and YouTube. So today videos I've put on YouTube and TikTok recently. Before I go any further, like, comment and subscribe. I appreciate the people watching this video. Are probably not the ones who have commented on it. So there's two videos. The first one is where we're on a country lane and learners under instruction, and the guys on our side of the road for quite a large period. As you come round the corner you can see it. Now in real time on the camera you can't really see that space because of the lens. Now I think everybody's identifying this on dashcam. I wouldn't upload dashcam video if I didn't feel that there was a mistake or there was a problem, or something where you would say, oh yeah, there's genuinely a mistake. Now, if the guy coming towards us was on his driving test, as he's caused us to slow down, swerve or stop, which we had to do, then he would fail his driving test because he's caused us to take action. Eventually he went back to his side of the road, but it happens in less than 3 seconds. Now actually, in planning, my pupil didn't actually take any action at all. I end up having to brake them and kind of keep them to the left hand side because the pupil wasn't ready for that action, that person to come round that corner. And there's loads of people that are commenting saying, oh, if you're in Cornwall on a country road and this and that and the other, it's absolute rubbish. You should drive to your conditions, and you will hear this a lot on a driving test. You should drive to what you can see. Examiners don't like you racing around on country roads on a driving test because you're not in control of the car. Of course, they don't want you doing 10 miles an hour. They want you to see what's happening. They want you to go at the appropriate speed designed for that road. So that was that one, really. And then the bike. Well, I think a VAR review is due, isn't it? Should we use the VAR? Well, let's go and have a look at VAR then. So on the approach to this, we can quite clearly see that it's all down to planning and application and looking ahead and deciding. Now we're going down a hill, so the bicycle has decided that he wants to beat the light. Now, people will argue in the comments that, oh no, he didn't. What he was doing was everybody else. But he shouldn't run red. It's in the highway code. So in planning, if you did that in a car, you'd fail your driving test. So you shouldn't do it. That's the point. That if I was planning ahead and I saw both of those arrows on, because both of the arrows are in the middle, then I should be thinking, actually, this light is going to go back to red. So on amber, you should slow down and prepare to stop. It doesn't actually say stop, but it says prepare to. So you're making a conscious decision that you're not going to run a red light. Now in our case, when we were following it, we just had a funny feeling. We've been following them for quite a long time actually. We couldn't get round them because there's traffic on the other side of the road, and we want to give them 1.5 metres of room as per the highway code from his hands. So in that, it's a full car width or more. We've got to get across that road. Yep. If we're following the rules. So we couldn't get past him, so we just let him go. What was surprising was that he gunned it. He kept going rather than thinking, oh yeah, I think I ought to slow down here. Now, people will argue black and white about that. Oh, it wasn't over the line, it wasn't this, it wasn't that. And there's actually a lot of confusion over the lines down there. There's a keep clear box and there's an extra line. Was the bike really in any danger? Probably not. But does that mean they should have done it? Probably not. Now, I'm not saying full on that they shouldn't have done it. What I'm saying is they probably shouldn't have done it with planning ahead. So on a driving test, if that was a car, he would fail for that. He could have had a car that come from a different direction. We don't know. But the comments go on and on and on, trying to justify both sides of the argument. Now, I know most of those people who are commenting on that video will probably go, oh yes, but he's done this or he's done that. And again, I go back to the idea that if you've got a dash cam and you've got a feeling that somebody's done something wrong, and you feel that, yes, I probably should I probably should upload that to Operation Snap for dangerous driving, then it probably is something you should be uploading to Operation Snap or Northumberland Police, or wherever your local police force is, because they get very interested in them. I've contacted the police many a time about some people who have done something inappropriate, and most of the time the police say, yep, keep sending them, and we just filter them. If we feel they're not prosecutable, we'll just drop them. Like the guy going the wrong side of the island that time, and to overtake us, the police felt that in that occasion, that because there was nobody to affect, i.e. there wasn't any oncoming traffic, then the car was kind of justified, although they appreciated that I was doing 30 and a 30 and the car was probably speeding, but they couldn't see a reason why they would prosecute, which means that they couldn't be bothered to prosecute him most of the time. With the van that's coming towards us, the big blue van, where we're going down the single road over at Morpeth, and the van comes towards us, he's going to overtake the big truck. That's absolutely prosecutable and was considered to be dangerous driving. Whether they prosecute them or not, I don't know. I don't get into that information. As far as I know, the only one I've ever gone to was where it was where they said, oh, you've got to attend court, and then they ended up cancelling it and just prosecuting him and giving him a fixed penalty notice anyway. So they use that instead. Well, allegedly, you go to court and they say, oh, is this your dashcam video? You get it. On the whole, though, I don't report a lot. I report maybe 1 out of every 30, 40, 50 videos. So it's very rare that I actually report, unless it's something that you feel, yeah, that person's done something genuinely wrong. The one on the roundabout, for example, that was a difficult situation where my pupil, I'm literally saying to them, watch this white car, he's going to do something stupid. And he said, how did you know? And I said, I just had this sixth sense that the car was going to do something stupid. They were driving down the dual carriageway at 45 miles an hour. And we've overtaken them with L plates on, doing 60. So, oh, it's a learner car. I must beat them. I must get angry about this learner car. And that's the feeling. When we look at control and we look at things where people could fail their driving test, anything that causes anybody to slow down, swerve, stop, beat the horn, flash the lights, stick 2 fingers up, shout obscenities out the window, then if you feel that you should have done that to that person, then that's a little bit of rage, and you should be kind of going, yeah, did that person get it wrong? Why did they get it wrong? And how do I not do that? How do I appreciate that if I was in the same situation, that I wouldn't take that action of that driver? Of course, all of this will be irrelevant in 15 years' time when everything's automated and driving licenses literally become a thing that people get for a hobby. Yeah, I can see that happening quite quick. People are complaining about Waymos and stuff like that, and driving is going to be taken out of our hands, I would have thought, with new cars. From 2035, I think that all of the new technology, I think they'll all be auto. Whether they're petrol or not, I don't know. I think they might be still petrol cars, but it'll become very niche. What happens, the petrol manuals that are sold at that point will be all very kind of niche and very difficult to get, or very expensive as well, I would have thought. Anyway, Christmas. It's Christmas now, isn't it? This upload, I record this on like Tuesday, ready, edit it tonight and put it on for Friday. So yes, if it's Boxing Day, 5 o'clock. Yes, have a great weekend, have a great week. If you're watching this during the day, we'll have a great day. Feliz Navidad, Merry Christmas, Happy Holidays, Happy Hanukkah, whatever else you do. And I look forward to seeing you in the next video. Driving tests coming up, like 6 of them in 1 week in the first week of the new year, so that's going to be interesting. Going to have a break next week, possibly. I might get a video done next week, I don't know, it depends on what's on the news. There's not a lot of news coming out, it's all the same rubbish about the DVSA failing, which I've already made videos about, and what people have been on about. So, I'll see you in the next one. Like, comment, subscribe, bye for now.